This is gonna take all day. Yee. Why do I get nervous to film? It's a weird thing. Hey guys, it's Katie, and today I'm here to film a video all about the new Derek Lam Crosby perfume collection. I believe this is exclusive to Sephora. I should probably have looked that up before I started talking about it, right? Yes, confirmation, exclusive to Sephora. So Derek Lam is a fashion designer, and he has recently come out with a line of 10 fragrances. Now this little puppy here is the collection of all 10 of them. Ooh, and it's called Derek Lam 10 Crosby. Now, 10 Crosby is a street in New York, I do believe. I am obsessed with New York. I've only been once, but I've had an obsession my whole life. But Derek Lam, this whole collection was essentially inspired by New York and by 10 Crosby Street. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And let me read like the description on Sephora's website. So basically, Derek Lam has a store there on Crosby Street, or 10 Crosby Street, and this entire collection is inspired by the world seen and imagined outside of inspired by the world that is seen and imagined outside the windows of his store on 10 Crosby Street. So different like women or people that he has seen passing by, and kind of how they fit into the whole story that is New York and the whole vibe that is New York. And so there are the 10 fragrances that is each uniquely different and kind of represents a different like moment or person that has happened like in New York on this street. So I think that's really cool. Again, I love perfume and I love New York City. So combining those two things, I had to check this collection out. I'm gonna go through the 10 different scents and just kind of say their names and what the notes are. I will start off by saying that I love them. They're amazing. They're all really good quality. They're like eau de parfum, really strong concentrations. They last all day long, and there's like a little bit of something for everybody. Day, night, spring, fall. Like I think it's a great collection. So first off, this set costs $95. It says it's a $128 value. Each one of these little fragrances is 0.25 ounces, and that is essentially just slightly smaller than like what a normal roller ball would be. And typically a roller ball like this at Sephora for a bunch of different perfumes is gonna be anywhere between like $20 to $25. So for all of these to be $95 is a really great value. So now I'm just gonna go through the scents and talk a little bit about each of them. Starting off with this, I am wearing it today. This is called Silent Street, and it is described as just being white musks. Smells really feminine, a little bit powdery. Really like it so far. Really quickly, I did just want to mention, I know some people are maybe weird about roller balls. They're not actually roller balls. They are actually the spray kind, but they're in like that roller ball size. So moving on, this is the Looking Glass scent. Now this one is described as being Chinese Magnolia Tonka Bean Madagascar. So this one, it's a little bit more like sexy and mysterious almost. It's more of like a nighttime scent with that like tonka bean. This is one of my favorites. It's called Hi-Fi. This one has pink peony and French narcisse. It's definitely a great like spring kind of a scent. It's like fresh and sweet and yeah, great for this time of year. Side note, I'm not sure what's happening with my hair here. I guess I'm going for like a Romeo and Juliet style look. This is called My Hair Is Still 800 Feet Long, and so it's just back right now, but I kind of feel like I look like, what's her name from 10 Things I Hate About You? The friend who wears like the Romeo and Juliet style thing for the prom. I'll insert a picture if I find one, if any of you know what I'm talking about. Moving on. The next one has a really fun name. It's called Drunk on Youth, and this one is described as being with crisp apple and honeysuckle. It's a really fresh, kind of fruity daytime scent. I also think this is great for spring, and I love that like apple note in it. I can't breathe. I don't know why I hold my breath when I like talk and record videos. This next scent is called Afloat, and this one is described as having white mimosa and orris. Now I will say that out of all these that I've tested, I think I've tested all of them, but some for a shorter period of time than others. Like some I'll test it as my perfume for the day. This one I wore actually yesterday, and I noticed that it was not as potent nor as long lasting as some of the other ones. So that was just personally on me. I'm not crazy about the scent as it is. It's kind of too much of a sweet floral for me, and I'm very particular with my florals. It does smell nice, but like I said, it didn't last as long anyway. So, it's just okay for me. Next is definitely one of my favorites in the collection. This is probably like my top, well, in my top 3. It's called Rain Day. So number 1, I love rain. Number 2, I'm just picturing like a rainy day on this street in New York, and I think that's kind of where it was inspired from. Sorry, I keep looking down. I'm looking at the description on my phone. This has Neroli, I'm gonna butcher this, Neroli, Tunisia, and Vetiver, Haiti. Like the country, Haiti? Anyway, it definitely reminds me of like a rainy day. I can't describe it. It almost has a little bit of a masculine scent to it. This one wore on the skin beautifully. Like it carried throughout the day, you know, and it maybe faded a little bit, but it kind of faded in like a beautiful way, if that makes sense. Like it started off smelling really good, continued to smell good, and at the end of the day, it still had this like really nice kind of rainy scent to it. So I really, really like this. I would consider getting this in the full size, which I'll get into the pricing of that in just a second. Next is one called Something Wild. This one is cedarwood and vanilla bean Madagascar. Definitely like a nighttime scent. Oh yeah, definitely like a very kind of like sexy night out type of a scent. I mean, the name, Something Wild. I really liked this one, but it didn't mix as well on my body chemistry as I wanted it to. Like smelling it in here and then on myself, I felt like it wasn't as good, but it is a great scent. You should try it. Another one that's not really up my street, so probably in my bottom half or bottom 3 or whatever out of the collection, is Ellipsis. This one is Australian Sandalwood and Jasmine. I think it was the Jasmine that I wasn't crazy about. Again, I'm very particular with florals, and for me, I'm just not crazy about this scent. It actually reminds me of something else. I can't think of what it was. I did wear this, I think, to dinner or to like a Ducks game the other day or something. So just for like the evening portion, and it lasted long, you know, it was good, but it's just not my favorite scent. The last 2 are a lot of fun, very good like nighttime scents. This one is called Blackout, and it's, can't say this, Osmanthus and chai tea essence. Yeah, definitely kind of more of a masculine, sexy, deep scent with that chai tea, but this smells good and it's a little bit more unique and definitely great for like a nighttime. Last but certainly not least is another one of my favorites in the collection. This one is called 2 AM Kiss. And again, all these are named after that street in New York. So I love the idea that like this was inspired by some, you know, kiss that's happening on this street in the middle of the night, that type of a thing. And what that may have smelled like or whatever. That probably sounds bad. This one is Salty Wood and Crystallized Amber. It definitely has that rich amber scent to it, but it's also sweet. I really like it, and it really lingers on the skin. This is perfect for like a night out. Yeah, this one's great. That was all of the perfumes in that collection. Again, it's the Derek Lam 10 Crosby Street. I'm not entirely sure where the 10 comes from. There are 10 in the collection. I want to say that's like the actual address of his store on Crosby Street, because I do believe that it's just called Crosby Street and then it's 10 Crosby Street. This is irrelevant. I did just want to say that the great thing about this set is it gives you a chance to smell all of them, test them, play with them. Again, there are daytime scents, nighttime scents, florals, you know, musky scents, sweet. There's like a little bit of everything. And then if you decide you really want one, you can go buy the full size. And these perfumes are the biggest bottles of perfume that I've ever seen, ever. And they're really not that expensive for being like a designer fragrance and a high quality perfume. I was quite impressed. So take Rain Day, for example, one that I think that I might like. The 1.7 ounce bottle is $95, which perfume is expensive, right? And especially quality perfumes, but that's not that bad. And then they have one that is 5.9 ounces. Do me a favor, go look at a product in your bathroom, pick up your hand soap, see how many ounces that is, and just kind of think about that in a perfume bottle. Like, it's big. 5.9 ounces is big, and that one's $175. So that's really not that much in the grand scheme, and it's a good quality. It's gonna last you a long time, like I said. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope it was a thorough enough review for you. Definitely head to a Sephora and smell these. The only problem is you might be like, oh no, I like all of them. It's hard, you know? So that's why I really recommend getting this set. It is still available. Again, it's $95 on Sephora's website. So let me know if you have any questions down below, and I hope you're doing very well. As always, love you.